Jason. I'm checking. We have twice. Oh, let's go. We casted Jason. We casted him once in 2020. No, twice in 2020. In Battle of the Americas #1, and in DreamHack Masters Summer, the NA qualifier in 2020. Nina versus Jason. So I haven't casted Jason since 2020. It's been a long time since DreamHack Masters Summer. 3 years ago. Well, it's been years, Poppy. It's been years, but it's great to see him once again spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hecate. We have the Canadian Terran player representing himself and the Juggernauts. It is Jason. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON. But yeah, so we casted Jason against Starkiller in the very first Battle of the Americas at the start of 2020. And then we casted him against Nina in DreamHack Summer, which I think was around June-ish? June of 2020. So it's been years. It's been a long time. From what I remember Jason playing mech. I remember him playing mech, but it's been 3 years. So you know what? Maybe in 3 years he's learned how to play Bio. It's very possible. It is very possible. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. And also, to be fair, like the last time I casted Jason against Starkiller was also a very aggressive Zerg player back in the day. Very aggressive. So I don't really know if we really got to cast any standard games. I know that Jason, of course, he's more of a streamer than anything, and you know, much love to Jason. He streams quite frequently over on his own channel. Some Terran gameplay. So give him plenty of love, plenty of support. We'll see how he compares to a player of the caliber of EON, a player of the mentality of EON. That's maybe a better way to put it, because EON, he's as we've seen in the last series, things don't always have to make sense. He's a very unique player, very hard to read, very hard to keep up with. Already pool first opener here from EON. He's moving out with the 6 Lings. The SCV Scout does confirm the Lings, and Jason, no fear, he moves out with his Reaper. Because he's got a CC on the high ground. I see. So that is going to be confirmed by EON. EON with his Overlord, he confirms the lack of CC. So the Lings, they do actually turn back around. They go back home. Reaper dips into the main, and EON is in position to deny it. So really good scouting and really good response out of EON. Upon seeing the lack of CC, he knows that the Lings can't do any damage. They stay at home and they defend. As the Reaper gets into the natural base as well and almost gets a drone, dips into the main, getting a full scout off, confirming we are mining additional gas. Pretty important scout actually from Jason. And we know what the gas is for. You know, we could speculate about, oh, we're gonna get a Bailey nest, we're gonna get a lair. Nah, Papi. Roach Warren. Should be seeing a Roach Warren on the way. It's what we've been seeing so much of from EON this entire series, or this entire qualifier. But we'll see if he surprises us, if he catches us off guard even. Behind this, we have a 1-1-1. This is a 3rd CC after the starport, so a much more aggressive opener out of Jason. Far more aggressive here. As we are getting into an add-on swap, we are getting into Banshee production quite early on, so Jason wants to be far more aggressive than Kozan was in the last series. And I'm still not ruling out mech. Just saying, 1-1-1s can lead into mech play. So we'll see. We do have a tech lab on this rack, so this should be for stim. Meanwhile, back at home, there's that Roach Warren. We were pointing out the gas mining earlier, and now we have taken a 2nd and 3rd gas in the natural base. And this is all going to be to lead into Roach production. Likewise, EON, he's just taking his 3rd base, still working on saturation, still working on droning. There it is, 8 roaches now in production. The Banshee does reveal itself. And again, because it was a straight up 1-1-1 opener, we are getting into Cloak. We are that much more committed, and EON has to respect that. At least he does confirm the Banshee, so we should be seeing some spores back at home soon to help deal with this. Oh, as EON is getting supply blocked. Thankfully, we have Stim behind this, so it is not going to be mech. Additional Raxes is going to be bioplay here from Jason. And EON is going to attempt to avoid the main army. He goes the long way around here with his Ravagers and Lings. Yeah, EON is cutting workers early on. 38 drones, 0 workers here at his third base. EON is going all in. Once again. Now, I wonder if Jason is familiar with EON. I wonder if they've hit each other on the ladder before. I'm sure they have. EON is a pretty active player, and there we go. The army does reveal itself. We're going straight for the kill, straight for the natural. The wall is not a wall. The Hellions are putting in a lot of work. They take down a lot of the SCVs. The Wilds, they are barely dodged. And with the citizens arrest, with these SCVs, it looks like we should clean up these Ravagers. But how many workers do we kill? How much damage do we do? 16 SCVs go down, the entire mineral line, and just like that, EON, he takes a worker lead. He's got 6 more drones on the way, but he lost his army. He lost everything, and now he is vulnerable to a counterattack. But of course, Jason, he's a little bit tentative. He's a little bit timid after what just happened, so he's going to be chilling back at home with his Banshees, with his Hellions, and he is giving EON the opportunity to get ahead, to drone up. Meanwhile, EON, he's taking his third. Working on 1-1. Getting into his biotank. And the game is going to settle down from here. And again, at least EON survived. You know, he didn't take critical damage. Really good dodges of all those bios. Really good control. Really good micro out of Jason. And the Banshee survived. And now they're getting across the map. They're looking for some economic damage. Looking for some drones. Nope. As for now, oh, EON, he's actually going in a different direction. I appreciate it. Something that we haven't seen. I mean, we saw EON go for a Spire in the previous series, but he actually never made use of it. As Jason is moving out, we do have a bit of a Ling counterattack. Ling's into the third base. We get a surround on the Hellion as well. A good amount of damage is being done. EON is keeping Jason on the back foot. Getting another 6 SCVs. Getting a 7th SCV as well. Meanwhile, across the map, we have the double drop. Do we even have a ground army to deal with this? As this drop is just getting too much done. The hatchery is going to go down. Jason is popping off, and EON cannot keep up with this. He cannot engage with his army. Not yet. He does have a decent amount of roaches, but Jason doesn't have to push in. He can respect this and back off. Can back off. Este, Fonada Ursus in the chat. Ay, ay, ay. As here we go. We do have a double drop moving out towards the left-hand side. Likewise, EON pushing out on the right. Hatcheries are being taken. Mutas have hit the field. But I don't really know how impactful these mutas can really be. I'll be honest. I don't know what they can do here against the mass bio army of Jason. Double drop into the main. And the mutas, if they do try to push it, we can even just focus them down. Papi. Jason target firing those mutas, gets 2 of them. And we only have 2 left. They can't even chase down these Marines. Now, EON, in his desperation, he's going to try and take this rich Vespian, sorry, this rich mineral base do have quite a lot of minerals here. We have the gold patches, of course, but the base is going to go down. This was a risky maneuver out of EON, and he's not going to get away with it. Jason is shutting down this base. He scans ahead of time, just pulling his opponent apart. A double drop on the left-hand side, getting even more drones. 5 more workers go down. And EON just cannot keep up. We have road speed finally about to kick in. But throughout all of this, Jason has been macroing. He has been building up his forces, and he is snowballing out of control. He collapses on these roaches. The meters are doing what they can. We can even cloak the Banshees to keep them alive. And Jason, he's looking in form. He is looking strong here, and I'm impressed. I am really impressed here with what Jason is doing against EON. EON, you know, one of the stronger players out there in Latin America, and Jason is having his way with him. As the tanks say leapfrog forward. They collapse on these roaches. And with this push, Jason should be able to break into the natural. The roaches are standing their ground, don't get me wrong. But we don't even need to siege the tanks. GG gets called, and Jason takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. Very well done. Again, it's been years. It's been years since I've been able to witness Jason play. Again, I don't really know what I would have expected from him, but really solid play overall. Really solid play out of Jason. There were a couple of moments that were a little bit worrisome for him when EON was pushing out, when he wasn't scouted, when he was able to push into the natural, when he killed an entire mineral line. But outside of that, Jason, he was able to get up to 3 base saturation, and yeah, he popped off. GG. Very well done. Very well done. As we are getting into game number 2, potentially the final game of this series, EON has been put on notice. EON has been put on notice, and now the onus is on him to bring it back and to try to bring something different to the table. I know he's been playing a lot with roaches. Been playing a lot with roaches, but we'll see if he does something different. Or do we have any other updates here on the bracket as well? There are so many players popping up. So many matches underway. The winner of this series will face off against Master. I haven't casted Master in a long time as well. I miss him, Papi. I miss him. The bracket is well underway. Oh, we're remaking. It's all good. We'll be remaking. But yeah, the bracket is progressing. We are slowly losing out on some of these players. Mainly amateur players are being knocked out. I say that Master did 2-0 BioIce. BioIce being one of the stronger Zerg players in North America from Canada. So yeah, a rough draw there from BioIce. Master looking strong. I'm definitely looking forward to where this series takes us. I'm looking forward to it. Likewise, we have Riser facing off against Nexo Rabble. Epic already in a qualifying match. Oh my god, we're still in our second series and we have players in qualifying matches. My oh my. Quick games. Very fast games popping off. As a reminder, top four players make it out of this group. We'll make it out of the qualifier into the closed qualifier. We only have 4 spots available. Who will claim them? We are here to find out. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the Canadian Terran player leading the series 1-0. It is Jason. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player representing Team License to Kill, LTK, down in the series but not out, not by a long shot. It is EON. The pressure is on. He has to bring it back here and now. And on a map like Golden Aura, I feel like EON can thrive. I feel like he can thrive here. Golden Aura, does have a very short rush distance by ground. I feel like all-ins are that much more potent on a Golden Aura. They're that much more common. And an all-in is what I expect out of EON. Oh, we expect it, Bobby. We expect it. Behind this, again, standard opener so far. It is going to be a hatch. It's going to be a hatch pool opener out of EON. Interesting. He's going to be delaying his gases. Are we going to go for a faster third base once again? I'm curious as drone moves out. And yes, we are going for a gasless opener. EON rushing to take a third. But Jason is here to deny that hatchery. Oh my god. That's actually really annoying. No! EON! He wants the third base, he wants the expansion, and he is not getting the room to do so. Denied once again. Yeah. Are we going for the gold? Are we done? Yeah, we... This is a disastrous start. A big delay here for EON. He's going for the gold. He's going all in, Papi. So for those who don't know, there is a gold base here in the bottom left hand corner. There is no gold on the top right, only on the bottom left, and it can be spotted and scouted by the Xel'Naga. And I wonder if Jason is aware. He's checking with his SCV, he's looking for the third base. Will he check bottom left? He should. Hopefully he will. As the Reaper is wreaking havoc here in the natural. Doesn't quite get a drone. Not yet. Behind this, Jason going into a third CC. Getting his natural up and running, getting into his factory. There it is, third CC before Starport. Very economic out of Jason. Do love to see it. And the Reaper dives into the main. Jason, he's still just trying to get arena. What's going on? The drone. Oh my god. The drones are being pulled here. EON losing a lot of mining time to this Reaper, and one worker goes down in the natural before the Reaper gets shut down as well. But what's important is that Jason hasn't scouted. He hasn't seen the gold. Now, to be fair, the gold isn't really operational at the moment, but soon it will be. We should be seeing a maynard of drones over towards that gold base. A big gamble for EON. See if he can get away with it. There's that Roach Ward. Because of course we have a Roach Ward. The gold base slowly being saturated. Looks like we won't risk maynarding. It looks like EON, he doesn't want to get caught out here, you know, mid-transition, mid-transit even, out on the map. So EON, he's just going to focus on saturating this the more old-fashioned way. Jason, is he checking? He is. He checks the gold. He comes across the hatchery and... his targets are locked. Now, EON is aware that he's been scouted. Now, this would have been amazing if all Jason had to do was rally to the Xel'Naga, and then he would have known about the base, and EON wouldn't know that Jason knows. So, regardless, now EON knows he's been found out. Hellions are on the way. Banshees have hit the field. Do have Cloak in production. And thankfully, roaches are being produced from this base as well. So Jason is going to be forced back. Do have spores in position. Roaches, they missed the oh no, they missed the Hellions. Jason, he slips in. He can go straight for the natural. What's gonna stop him? Nothing is gonna stop him as he does get into the natural base. Drones are being roasted. And now EON, he's committed. He's sending everything across the map, but he's gonna run into Banshees. Ay. Not like this, Papi, not like this. 14 workers go down. 16. 17. Can we get 20? We're going to be close. 18. 18 drones in total. At the same time, roaches, they bust into the natural base. Boys are being pulled, but again, the Marauders and Banshees are going ham. They will clean this up. 9 workers go down, but that pales in comparison to what EON has lost. Now, thankfully, EON does have a gold, so even though EON is, or even though he lost a lot of workers, he still has a decent economy. Emphasis on decent, as it's still not ideal. As Banshees are gonna be dipping on in. They will deny at least this Spore Crawler. They can go for the base, I guess, as well. Oh. Shouldn't get it, but, you know, they can be annoying at least. Oh, even threatening that queen. They want the queen! Ay, ay, ay. Thankfully, a second queen joins the fray, but the first one does fall to the Banshees. Additional queens are waddling on in. They've been on a journey, but they're getting here. As another queen falls. EON bleeding out so much here, losing a couple of workers. Additional queens have arrived. And now Jason will back off behind this. He's getting his third CC up and running. Going to be building up his tanks. Working on his bio army. So we do have a fourth on the way. And things are going to be settling down from here. Roach speed is done because we got the lair earlier. We have 1-1 on the way from EON. And again, he's just going for a roach heavy composition. He's just been focusing on droning for the time being. But now he's focusing on, or now he's diverting his attention back to army production. Back at home, we're working towards tanks. I'm loving the SimCity that we're setting up. Again, this area can be very congested. And you can create a lot of choke points. The army of Jason is moving out now. He can kind of pick between how he wants to attack. He can go for the main. He can go for the gold. EON is ready here at this gold base. And yeah, we have to give up the gold. There's just no way to hold on to this hatchery, and we ignore the hatchery. We go straight for the drones. The queens, they will waddle away. And EON will lose his gold. At the same time, he's setting up a counterattack. Is going to try to catch Jason unawares, but a tank does siege. We can dive on it. Oh, a nice drag there on the mine as well, forcing some friendly fire. The roaches are slowly breaking through. They're getting on top of the marauders, getting on top of the marines. We can even slip into the mineral line. But the wall is solid, and Jason does come back home. The mines! No! 2 mines go down. Good connection. The boys are forced to be pulled once again. And only 7 SCVs go down. Jason minimizing his losses. Not too sure as to why we went into mine production of all things. Tanks, again, especially against roaches, are going to be better here. We do at least have a couple of tanks on the way. As back at home, EON is just building up his forces once again, going Roach Hydra. He loves his Hydras. He likes them. He loves them. They do well in the hands of EON. But Jason's now going for his own counterattack, and he is miles ahead. He's ahead in workers, ahead in army, ahead in bases. Let's say ahead in bases. Slightly behind in bases, but really that doesn't quite matter because EON is not saturated. He's going to try and push on forward here into these mines. The mine's going to be popping off one after the other. It looks like EON, he will hold. But there is no detection, and the Banshees, they can go ham. Oh. So an overseer does finally arrive. Jason does back off. But he traded well. Traded well here. Getting roaches, hydras. Cutting a path towards the 4th base. I'm still not convinced by the bio mine that's coming out from Jason. He's making 2 mines at a time and a tank at a time as well. It's a little bit haphazard. The mines, we can maybe even go for some drop play and try to get into the mineral lines and punish the economy. But against Roach Hydra, again, mines that just don't really add too much value. As we will have to respect the army. Jason is just going to stim on forward here towards the top portion of the map. He does come across the hatchery and he will barely get it before picking up. Jason down to 4 bases. Or Jason? EON down to 4 bases. Jason working on his 4th. 4th TC is thrown down. And it does feel like EON is being pulled apart here. His army just isn't quite mobile either. Like, that's the downside of Roach Hydra. It's just, it's so difficult to keep up here with drop play. Once again, mine shots going off. Oh my god, good target firing on the medevac. EON trading surprisingly well. Taking down some medevac, shutting down some drop play. Oh, but there's no way we can break into this. Not without Vipers, at least. We do have the infestation bit finishing. We can head towards Hive Tech. That grants access to Vipers. 4th base for Jason finally being taken. And Jason is about to max out. And with a maxed out army, mate, he can just roll over this. The mines, they go off once again. I was criticizing the mines earlier, but they're like, hey, look, we're killing Hydras. It's happening. No detection. The drop on the right-hand side distracts the main Hydra force, which means we can go in on the left. Take down the Queen. We take down a hatchery as well. All the mines. Oof. Once again connecting. Oh my god. And at a certain point, EON's just going to go all in. At a certain point, it's just going to be too much. That's a kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. We have Marines just going ham in the mineral lines as well. The army is a bit overstimmed, unfortunately. But 17 drones go down, and there's no way that EON can just get into a longer economic game. Doesn't have the economy for it, doesn't have the bases for it. It's all or nothing here for EON as he's sending everything across the map. 3 Vipers are on the way. But as the Hydras move out, we have a massive line of tanks. Now again, we can push into this once we get Vipers. Vipers are on the way. They're coming, Poppy. They're coming. It's going to be whether or not Jason splits up his tanks, whether he respects the possibility of Hydras and is able to prepare for that. If not, technically, EON could take a fight. He could clean this up. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. Here we go, the tanks they have siege, and there are just so many of them. 9 tanks coming together. The base goes down. EON cannot push in. Not without his Vipers. Jason, he scans ahead of time. He does spot the Vipers in the end. He's aware of them. Oh, but those are some bunched up tanks. And here we go. We're pushing in. Blinding Clouds are thrown down. Only one of them, though. And is one Blinding Cloud enough? As EON is barely breaking through. He's getting on top of the tanks, and he will clean up this army. And Jason's actually now in a lot of trouble. He lost everything. Uh-oh. EON's all in. He is all in, but mate, he has an overwhelming Hydra force, and there are no tanks back at home. You have ghosts? Papi, all we need are Hydras. Big mine shots are going off. The bio army here of Jason is going to be struggling. The boys, they have to be pulled. Oh my god, it's a meat grinder. So many SCVs are going down. But the Marines, they still on forward. They clean up the Hydras. At least some of them. Tank has arrived. The Liberators, tanks, everything that we need. And Jason, he will clean this up. He will survive. He loses 23 SCVs, but that's okay. GG gets called, and Jason takes the series 2-0, advancing on to a qualifying match. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Jason as he pops off, he takes down EON, and he makes it even further into this qualifier. Again, something that I just was not expecting coming into this. Again, I haven't casted Jason in many, many years, so it's great to see him evolve and grow as a player after all this time. Back then, again, he was more of a semi-pro, and against a lot of these other players like EON or like Master and Yanji, Jason would struggle. But here he is, looking strong, looking powerful, looking dominant. Congratulations. Congratulations. Ooh, as Jason will be advancing on into the next round, where I believe he has an opponent ready and waiting. I believe it is going to be Master. And it's been a while since I have casted Master. Not as long as Jason, but last year, I want to say. Last year. As we are going to be going on a short break. We are going to be going on a short break. When we return, we will have a qualifying match, a best of 5 between Jason and Master. Again, take this moment to tuck in your Tempest, to cook your Colossus. What's the other one? Cuddle your Carriers. Hydrate your Hydras. When we return, we will have Jason versus Master in the TVP. See you soon. See you soon.